we talk a lot in our company about grit. There's a great book written by Angela Duckworth that we went through as a company called Grit. And I think it's something that education doesn't really, you can't really buy grit. You can't get a degree in it. It's just that willingness to persevere, to not, when the classic, when you get knocked down, getting back up and keep trying and working through those challenges. So I think having grit and a willingness to persevere, through those challenges, to me, those are things that come into play far more than any education. Nowadays, you can get a degree online. It's not to say that it's not valuable and not worth it, but we've seen plenty of people get through a degree and have the certificate and then don't have the work ethic and the grit to make it in the real world. So
yeah, as an HR person, is that something that you're sort of looking for? Like, what kind of questions do you ask to find out and see, or look for to see if someone has grit?
Yeah, it's kind of a tough thing because it's a little bit like that it factor. Mm-hmm. And especially because, again, I mean, this is something that we're dealing with currently. The job market right now is it's super competitive. And there's so many things you can look up online of how to interview, how to answer things in the right way. And that goes both ways, both from the employer side and the employee. I like to really focus an interview in real life experiences, because, I think if you haven't gone through things that you can learn from, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all of these successes, but real world, real life examples that demonstrate perseverance, that demonstrate problem solving. I like to focus on that type of thing. But like I said, it's tough right now. I mean, people can come in very, very polished in an interview. And so, I mean, it's a reason why there's hundreds of books written on how to find the right people. It's why there's recruiting agencies out there who all they are trying to do is find and match the right people. So if it were easy, there wouldn't be all those books and professionals doing it for you. So it's definitely a huge challenge. But I think the more you can get real life, kind of raw and honest stories, which can be tough in an interview environment because everybody, of course, comes in polished and ready to put on their very best. So the more I can get into a relaxed, honest conversation that feels more like just a dialogue, like what we're doing here, versus a very polished sit down panel of 6 people talking to one person kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hearing you really, when you're interviewing someone to find grit, you want to actually get personable, to hear real life stories that they're practitioners, not a polished answer, but something that they actually gone through.
Right.
Could even be a failure.
Yep.
But you want to say, maybe, well, how did you get back up from that? Or what are your values? And really sort of look through those things. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed a little segment of the interview I had with Jeremy Sanchez talking about human resources. The full interview is actually on our Patreon page. Patreon is a monthly subscription where you join and can get bonus content and exclusive content just for you as a church leader. But it not only helps you get access to content, it actually, by subscribing, helps us provide more resources into more church leaders. So thanks so much for your support, and go ahead and check it out with the link below.